Okay, no audio lag this time. Good. Good to know.
Oh, I have D20 muted.
You don't need.
Unmuted.
You don't need it. You. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, you don't need it really muted. Okay, my phone case is in Iowa. That's good to know. It comes tomorrow.
Whew.
All right. Yeah, because I had to order a new phone because Yoshitronics kept fucking it up, and I just wasn't dealing with them for the third time in a row in a month.
Mhm.
Anyway, yeah. All right, so if I remember correctly, your backstory is that your caravan that you lived with actually just kind of vanished at one point or another.
Yee.
Okay. With like no hint as to where they went or not.
Yes, nobody has been able to tell me, and I have a bad feeling that they didn't make it back to the motherland because they weren't due to go back for like another year yet.
Okay. So, like, right now in my mind, I'm actually coming up with something for that later on down the road. So that'll be fun for me to do.
I wanted to be direct enough that it affected my story, but not direct enough that you couldn't use your religious freedom.
Yeah. The freedom of alternate timeline bullshit since, Daggerfall has 6 different endings, and one of them is all the endings happen all at once.
Mhm.
Because that's still one of my favorite things about that particular game. Alright. So if that happens, let's see. Then you also said that you had came across Mr. C's House of Curiosities because I keep blanking on how the hell to say his name.
Mhm.
And let's see. I mean, it's pretty obvious he was a con artist in the first place, especially after the whole soup spoon thing.
Yeah, well, I've never claimed to be intelligent.
Yeah, that's fine. According, yeah, from what I can see on your character sheet. Not the brightest tool in the shed, but also not a complete moron.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm book smart, but I'm not the street smart. Well, I'm street smart, but I'm not book smart.
and you said you basically wanted to create a traveling circus.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, on your quest for this traveling circus and the potential recruits, you hear rumors in Skyrim of a man who can breathe fire. Whether or not he actually can breathe fire or he just has the ability to shout like a dragonborn or a graybeard is just rumors and speculation. What you can find out from various innkeeps around the world is that he stays mostly in Windhelm.
Mhm. So am
He's
I going to Windhelm to seek this person out?
Yes, you will be going to Windhelm to seek
Okay.
this person out. Like, uh, lore wise, you know that he did actually fight in the war, but ever since then, he basically had retired, hung up his sword and all that.
Mhm. Alrighty. So am I on the way to Windhelm or am I in Windhelm?
Uh, you should be in Windhelm, or at least that's what I'm DM bullshitting it as.
Okay. So obviously the first place that I'm going to hit up is the tavern after tying my brood up with the horses outside.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So when you walk in, you actually do see what seems to be surprising to you from, well, not too surprising. It's just weird to see it still. Like, you've been in taverns while growing up and shit. You've been in taverns even post Civil War and seeing the the slightly larger diversity. It's no longer just Nords in these taverns. It's it's filled with Imperials, Red Guards, both Dunmer and Altmer, even a Bosmer or two. All basically laughing, hanging out, drinking, shooting the shit. You know, like a normal bar with a actual somewhat peaceful atmosphere is.
Mm-hmm. One second.
I was gonna say, this is where I'm giving you some free reign.
All right. What? Okay. So obviously, I would walk up to the bar
Yep.
and I would talk to the barkeep, lean against the bar, and give a beautiful Kajiri smile and be like, "This one is happy that we are now letting other species in. A drink, please. And I have questions. Would you be willing to answer them?"
Well, so long as you're buying.
Yes, buying with money. Yes, that is what I'm doing.
All right. Give me a minute here.
What is on tap? Is it
Yeah.
tap? What is on barrel?
What is on barrel? What is on the barrel's tap? Man, I need to remember to pull these up before doing sessions.
Sorry.
No, no, it's fine. I was expecting it, and I was just like, maybe I can just yada yada it. But anywho, yeah, you get a bottle of Blackbriar mead from the Blackbriar farm in Whiterun.
All right. So, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna take a sip and I'm gonna roll a constitution to see if I like it. Give me a
Yep.
second. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba, what is my constitution? Okay. I got a 10. It's directly in the middle.
All right, give me a minute. Because I'm doing something more unique with DCs besides the regular default DCs.
Oh, okay. I would also like to roll a deception though.
Okay, is that for the whole using Khajiit speak?
No. That's just natural.
Okay, what are you rolling deception for?
To see if I can play off that I actually like it, even though I really don't.
Yeah, you really don't, because that's a 16. You're starting to get a little buzz. Like, it's not strong enough to get you drunk, but it is like somewhat strong enough to get you to the sort of I love you man stage of an alcoholic.
All right, I rolled an 18 plus 8.
Okay, yeah. You succeed
Okay.
the deception there.
All right, so I'm gonna take a sip and I go, just like mother used to make. Absolutely perfect. Thank you. So, questions. I was wondering if you had heard rumors of a man who could breathe fire, doing like a little jazz hands in front of her.
The innkeeper actually strokes their chin, thinking, it's like, well, I have heard the rumor of the man that could supposedly breathe fire.
Do Do you know where this one could find him?
Well, I can tell you this. The man seems to frequent Windhelm a lot, so all you really gotta do is basically just stick around and maybe he'll show up either here in the Candlehearth Inn, maybe he's in the New Guinness, or New Guinness, Corner Club, or perhaps he's closer to the Jarl, or High Queen.
She's gonna slowly squint her eyes as she stares at this barkeep. Then she goes, I understand what you're saying. I think. I will go and speak to the Jarl. Mayhaps they know where I can find this magnificent man of fire. How much do I owe you for the beer?
Let's see. 5 septims.
5 septims. Okay. I'm gonna pull out my pouch. Do I have to roll to see if I have that? Because we never talked money.
We never did actually talk money, but since you said that you traveled with merchants, correct?
Yes.
You have. Give me a minute here. Where? Oh, right here. Damn. Okay. Yeah, you have 103 gold. So basically 103 septims.
Oh, okay, awesome. So I'm going to put 5 down.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 98
Yep.
septims left. And I'll be like, thank you for your troubles. I will go and seek this Yar High Queens, as you say. And then I'm going to slip out the door. I think I'm being so suave and everything, but I'm probably just being really awkward.
Oh yeah, you're being like extremely awkward. Basically, as you walk out the door, you kind of sort of trip, but you catch yourself on the doorway.
Then I stop to turn around and make sure nobody saw me.
Yeah, just walk away, act like you're cool. We saw that, right? Okay, good.
Alright, so as I'm walking through the streets of Windhelm on my way up to the castle, quote unquote,
Blue
I'm
Palace, yeah.
basically going to be looking around for what I interpret a man of fire to look like, which is a tall, buff man with fiery hair that is actual fire, and I have no idea what this person actually looks like, so I'm just going off based on gut feeling.
Okay. And you don't. Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, I want to stop a random person. I said, I am seeking a man of fire. Perhaps you have heard something?
Hmm. Well, I haven't heard of a man of fire. At least not the normal kind. Perhaps the court wizard could tell you more?
Court wizard. And that would be in the castle?
That would be in the Blue Palace, yes.
Yes. All right.
Or the
Yes.
Palace of
Thank you.
Kings.
Yes. Thank
I
you.
keep
I will
forgetting
go.
between the two. I just know one's called the Blue Palace and the other's called the Palace of Kings.
The Blue Palace is the one that's in
Solitude.
Solitude. Yeah.
But we're in Windhelm, so we're in the. I need to remind myself it's the Palace of Kings. Well, at this moment, it's the Palace of Queens.
Okay. So I am going to go up to the castle and ask for audience with the Jarl Queen's woman.
Yes. The guard basically holds up his finger. He walks in. Like he walks in for a minute. There's a bit of talking between a couple of voices throughout it, or throughout the building, and he eventually does actually come out and open the doors again. To which you get map change time. Token grab you. Excuse me. I made sure to do this on purpose to bug Alex, by the way.
Make it off grid.
Make it off grid, yep. Oh, right, I forgot to go back into the tokens layer. There we go. So basically, as you walk in this somewhat large hall, these aren't actually torches. These are basically just really long. Well, these are all of that's just really long tables.
Okay, yes. I have the imagery in my head.
I was gonna say you've probably been to that place a number of times in the damn game. You know what it looks like.
An eating table.
Yep.
All
right.
So I'm going to walk up to the stairs.
Yep.
Is the Jarl there, or is it just their lady in waiting? Their
Oh no, this is her.
Okay.
I'm going to describe what she actually looks like to you.
Okay.
Because this is actually the best description I could put it with, and she is actually based off of the first character I actually beat the game with. So it's one of those characters that's actually special to me.
Okay. I will try not to insult them too much.
Anyway, basically, she's a somewhat older lady. She looks more mature. She's definitely past the young adult days. However, she actually looks closer to a younger Professor McGonagall by about 30 years, with a permanent scowl on her face, and on her face she's also got a scar, 4 lines diagonally across her face from her left side down to the right side of her face. Long black hair, and ironically enough, bright blue eyes.
Very nice.
She's also almost 6 feet tall.
Sexy. Alright, so can I start making a fool of myself?
You may.
Alright. So I'm going to walk up to at least where the guards tell me I'm not allowed to go any further.
Mm-hmm.
So right there-ish.
Yep.
And I'm going to drop down to one knee and hold my hand over my chest and say, "Oh, beautiful queen, such beautiful grandeur who rules this land, I have come seeking answers to questions that I hold in my bosom. Please heed my words and grant me your merciful beauty and uh, amazingness, my liege."
All right. As you do this, she actually starts to burst out laughing. like, and like, it's not like a rude sounding laughter. It literally sounds like you just made her day.
Okay, I can work with this. Alright, so she kind of like shifts awkwardly. She's like, "This was not the reaction this one was hoping for, but this can work. This Khajiit seeks knowledge of a man who becomes fire through his lungs. I am seeking answers for this person's whereabouts as I seek to recruit them for a project I am working on."
I see. You mean this man breathes fire, correct?
Yes, from his lungs.
Yes, that's what fire breathing means.
Well, sometimes people assume it comes from the nose, but I have heard this one comes from the lungs.
Oh, yes, you do actually seek an old companion of mine. You seek the man nicknamed Soren the Flame Blade, Flame Breath.
Soren, such a majestical name for such a majestical man. Dost thou know where this one could seek him?
Well, if he's in town, he's probably actually trying to take a nap at the corner club.
heard of this corner club. I will find it post haste. Thank you for such a merciful and uh, beautiful and grandulous audience, my liege. And I just kind of bow really low.
Yeah, she just keeps laughing and she's like, "Oh my god, that made my gods, that made my day." You don't really need no one really needs the formalities with me. That I'm not with my head so far up my own ass that I can taste what I had for breakfast the previous day.
Such kindness towards the Khajiiti folk. Surely word shall spread through the caravans of your grandeur. I will make sure of it.
Very well. Off you go.
I'm going to stand up and I'm going to leave now to go to the quarter club.
Now, genuinely, she has no idea how to react to that. So I'm literally just giving what I'd imagine her genuine reaction would be.
It's like, cause what the you know what? I don't got time for this
She's
today.
like, I ain't got time to convince a lizard that they are not a cat. It's
All
like, I
right,
got
so
other shit on my agenda today.
I am going to head to the corner club.
Okay. Yeah. This one, again, not a map for it yet. I'm working on it. The problem is porting it from where I'm making it to Roll20.
Oh, that's fine. I have imagination land in my brain.
Exactly.
I've got centaurs, hookers.
All right. So
Sometimes centaurs are the hookers.
So basically, what you know from past experience before the Grey Quarter had gotten expanded, because this Dragonborn actually gives a rat's ass about her people.
Hmm.
Uh, the Grey Quarter has actually become less of a ghetto than it was in the original Skyrim game. Like, it actually looks like a lot of the buildings that were in disarray actually got repaired and really well worked too. Like it looked like actual full-on architects and shit got involved with it, trying to make the Great Quarter look a little closer to Morrowind for the Dark Elves that live in the Great Quarter. However, the Corner Club looks a little different. The Corner Club looks like it's kind of half and half. Like, it looks like it's partially made out of, the homes and shit from Skyrim. However, it also looks similar to Morrowind's architecture build too. So basically, the best of both worlds. After all, they were neighboring countries. They might as well share somewhat of their architecture.
So giant mushrooms.
Giant mushrooms on one end, and basically a fucking cottage house on the other.
Ah, cottage core. Okay, I've got that
Cottage
down.
house.
Yes. All right. So I am going down here looking for the gray quartz.
Yes, the Grey Quarter. That is what it
Yes,
was called.
the gray quartz. All right. So I am walking through looking for the signs for the gray quartz. Because I need to find this man of fire.
Yes.
Ah, alas. Do I need to roll to find it?
No, you don't need to roll to find it. Like you look clearly lost to some of these people. So one person goes and actually like stops you. Hey, ma'am, are you looking for something in particular? You look lost.
Oh, yes. Thank you, kind person. This one is not usually permitted into the cities. This is a new adjustment. So, I am looking for the gray quartz.
Oh, okay. You're looking for the Great Quarter. All right. Well, you see, you're actually over in the mercantile area. What you need to do is you can get to it easily through here. This little graveyard here. Walk down the steps, walk up the steps across, and then make a left turn at Candlehearth after passing the door. and then make a right turn just before you get to the blue the Palace of Kings, and you should be in the Grey Quarter.
Oh, okay. So I have just gone completely the opposite direction. Thank
Yes.
you for such kindness. What gift would you bring someone who could breathe fire?
Huh. What gift would I bring somebody who could breathe fire? Well,
Yes.
depending on the person's own personality or whatever, or what they are on the outside, I believe. Well, you can't really go wrong with alcohol.
Is alcohol safe for someone who has fire in their bellies?
Who says that it's not what they use for the fire in their bellies?
Oh, this is very wise indeed. This one thanks you. So I'm gonna go buy a bottle of alcohol to bring to the fire person to kind of schmooze up to them. Alright, so go to a merchant that looks like they're selling bottles of liquids.
Yes.
Pray that it's an alcoholic liquid.
All right.
Alright, I'm gonna go up to this merchant and I was like, "Hello, dear merchant. This one is also a merchant, though you wouldn't be able to tell just from first appearance. I am looking for a fine bottle of alcohol. What would you recommend?"
Oh well, that really depends on how drunk you want to actually get. However, uh, more often than not, you can't really go wrong with a Nordic mead. However, there are stronger types of alcohol.
Nordic mead. I don't want them to get drunk, but I would like them to know that they are valued. It is more of a statement than an actual attempt to bamboozle.
Okay, let me just check and see if I have something for you in stock. So what they basically do is they actually pull out a ledger. Like they
Okay.
literally pull out a ledger, a book full of inventory and all that crap.
Mm, I'm going to peek. Can I peek?
Oh yeah, you can go ahead and peek. Like there's
Okay.
there are various different things. There's wine, white gold tower, velvet lachance, Cirilli Brothers Wine, Sujama, Stros Mackay Rum, Spiced Wine, Skooma, Shien, Sadri Sajama, Red Water.
Isn't skooma illegal?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay.
There's a
I don't
reason.
think he should be keeping that in his official ledgers. I'd like to point that out. Good sir, I do not think this one does not think it wise that you would keep illegal substances in your official ledger. What if the guards were to seize these books?
That's an excellent point. He immediately just rips out the strip that says Skooma on it. Like, just
Ah, yes.
immediately rips it out.
Yes, that does not seem suspicious at all. But you must go a step further, dear friend. For if you look, and I'm gonna like take his pencil and I'm gonna like scribble it on the page behind it, there is an imprint from where your pencil touched the other paper.
Okay. Well, this guy's gonna do something stupid.
Oh, okay. He's just
Yep.
gonna eat the whole book.
Yes, actually. I mean, he full on rips out every single paper in the book, crushes it into a ball, and just noms it into his mouth.
This one would recommend for future references perhaps a fake name that wouldn't be easily discernible as what you truly intended to mean.
Right.
It is always good to help a fellow merchant. Now, please, I will take a bottle of the Cerulean Brothers wine. I believe that was what I had read. Hard to tell now, for you have eaten
Hard to tell now that you have the contents in your stomach.
it.
Hmm. How about instead, while we keep this little mishap between ourselves, I'll give you something a little stronger, but not too much to mess up your friend's faculties, yes?
Yes, that would be greatly appreciated.
And an extremely heavy discount.
Ooh, this one is even more intrigued. Yes, I would gladly accept the help.
So he reaches out under his vendor and pulls out a bottle of Cyrodiilic brandy.
Ooh, such a beautiful decanter. What do I owe you for this fine merchant?
Well, normally the price actually varies depending on how aged it is, and this bottle has been particularly aging since well into the end of the third era. However, for keeping this to ourselves, I'll say 40 septums.
Hmm, that seems as a good deal to me. And I'm going to fish out 40 septums from my purse because this person is worth it.
This person is worth it. It's like I.
Yes, they breathe fire. How would they not be worth it?
Yeah,
All right,
that
so
is
I'm
true.
going to hand over the septums and I'm going to carefully take the decanter and I am going to follow the lady friend's instructions after saying a short farewell to the fellow merchant.
I love that I didn't really have to do much with my voice for you to realize that that was a lady that gave you directions.
What guy is gonna come up to a random Khajiit and be like, "Oh, you look lost. Are you okay?"
That is true.
Yeah, but Gregor would only do it because they are a woman.
Yes, Gregor would do it
And
because
I'm
it's a
sure that
woman.
Gregor would present themselves slightly different, like, "Oh, fair maiden, thou seemst lost. Might I entertain you to my bedchamber?"
Gregor's not smooth like that.
You know, the funny thing is, I can't wait for Gregor to actually for him to actually meet his Daedric Prince patron.
Steve, I have a question about your character, though. Is your character the kind of guy who only seeks the same species, or is he like Star Lord, where he's just
Is he like straight
happy
up
to take any
pansexual and
females,
would, yeah.
including like any sex, or is he like full on straight? Okay,
I gave him at least that.
okay,
He's straight but pansexual to an
constant.
extent. Got it.
Not discriminating on race or gender.
All right.
Race.
So you're an interspecies reviewer.
Yes.
So if you were to be turned into a woman,
Love
you
that
would be
fucking show.
okay being laid as a woman.
I'd let the dice decide that.
You have given Andy too much power.
All right.
Yes. All right. So I take a. Yes. All right. So I'm outside of the gray quartz.
Yeah, you're outside of the gray quarter.
All right, and I'm trying to like hype myself up. I'm like, whew, okay, okay. This is just a man that breathes fire. This one has dealt with worse than that. I mean, this one lives with Gregor, and Gregor smells of meat all the time and is very brutish and such an annoyance. This one can handle it. Whew, okay. Then I'm gonna walk into the building.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, because there's a giant sign that says New Guinness Corner Club, so it wasn't hard to find at all because it's like one of the first buildings when you walk into the Gray Quarter, anyway.
Whew.
All right. So just to give you a somewhat new visual besides the actual what the Gray Quarter Corner Club used to look like, this is now a three-story tavern-like area. There is a floor for beds and shit. There's an attic, and there is actually a couple of bards and two different types of bar vendor. or bar vendors, basically. One that basically sells non-alcoholic drinks, from what you can see from the fact that there is actually a child at the bar area, and one that actually sells alcohol, who only sells to people who are clearly adults.
Alrighty.
There are actually about 20 different people in this tavern, and I want you to roll me a perception check.
Okay, I'm gonna roll perception. Oh, my perception's not very good. Oh no, I got an 11.
Okay, give me a minute. Okay, well,
Is that a
you
good okay?
yeah, you managed to actually find who might actually match the description from some of the information that you've been given. So basically, you were given the fact that this man used to be a soldier, so you're expecting, a buff looking dude, kind of bodybuilder esque physique. So you wind up seeing, hopefully, yep, hopefully this blows up large enough for you. You see this man sitting with his arms across a couch, and basically he's man spreading. He's got his eyes closed, but he's the closest thing to a soldier in this building.
Awooga. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to clutch my bottle and I'm gonna take another deep breath. I was like, okay, attractive man is slightly intimidating, but this Khajiit has had worse. This is completely doable. And then I'm going to approach them and say, hello, fair sir. I believe you are the breather of fire, yes?
Breather of fire. Nobody's called me that in almost 10 years.
Um, is this a yes?
That is correct. I do occasionally breathe fire.
Oh, good. I have been searching for you. My name is Ahkj'ad, and I come with a proposition and gift of beautiful decanter full of alcohol. And I hold out my decanter to him.
He'll he'll grab it, he'll pop the cork, he'll sniff it. Cyrodiilic brandy. Aged almost 500 years now. Not bad. You have my attention, young
Yes,
Kashi.
yes. This Khajiiti has traveled far, and I'm gonna kind of like awkwardly sit on the table in front of him. This Khajiiti is wishing to amass a following of powerful people to put on a show to earn coin.
Hmm.
Would this interest you? I can offer you fair paying wages, and you would not have to travel with me.
Hmm. Fair paying wages and not much combat promised, probably. Huh. Let's see. May I ask what this show of yours entails? What would my role as a flame breather be of
People
use to you?
people of majestic value. I have amassed a list of people who I have found to have very amazing talents, such as yourself of breathing fire. I have found one man who can actually launch himself into the air and fly as a bird. He is next on my list. But I intend to bring all of these people together in a group, so to say, and charge an admission for people to come and admire them being amazing. All you must do is be yourself and show your power. It is an amazing feat indeed. People in my home country would pay hundreds of monies in order to be able to view such a majestic gathering of amazing people.
Persuasion with advantage.
Yay. Woohoo! I got a nat 20 on my second one.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, when you do this, he basically strokes his beard, and he's clearly thinking to himself before he takes the entire bottle and downs it in one swig. And then as he does this, he lets out a loud belch. However, this belch shows the fire he is actually capable of. So he just burped fire in front of the entire corner club. But he made sure it didn't touch a single person or the furniture. So basically, while he was burping, he also somehow controlled the fire enough to not damage a single person or piece of property.
I am completely enthralled and amazed at this. My eyes go super big, and I just stare and wonder.
Well then, I suppose you have yourself a fire breather.
Yes, okay. I'm going to hand him a register or like a notebook, and I'll be all like, "This is my travel log. I have many copies of this, for I intend to give them to everyone. If you ever find yourself in one of these locations at the same time as me, come to me, and I will pay you for your time. That
Very
way, it
well
is
then.
convenient to you, and we can still make money."
Very well then. I love this. You created a selective service job.
All right, so I am going to stand up, and I'm going to bow, and I'm going to thank him 100 times, and I'm going to exit out and go find my brute.
Okay. Yeah, so, alright, this is where the fun begins, at least for me.
Okay. Am
Alright.
I going to die?
No, you're not going to die.
Okay.
Yours was the only session planned with no combat, so you're fine.
Maybe 4.
Alright. So basically, as you are leaving the corner club, you actually start to notice the snowfall actually start to slow down to a ridiculous degree. Like, there's no way that this can't be something involving magic. In front of you is a robed figure, complete in a blue robe, gold on the hems of both the hood and the sleeves, as well as the what the hell you call the bottom of a robe.
What did you say? Okay. All right. So I'm going to stare at them. My eyes are going to go big again. My tail's going to flick, and I'm going to approach them. I'm going to be, "Merry meet, good fellow. I wonder, what is your name?"
Oh, I haven't had one of those in centuries.
Centuries, you say? You must be very old or very well traveled.
A little of both, honestly. However, Ahkj'ad,
Oh, you know my name.
my patron, actually has a task for your particular set of skills.
Oh, your patron. What is that?
Is that you asking, or is that Ahkj'ad?
That's Ahkj'ad asking.
Okay. I was like, what? Like, I'm pretty sure you know what it is. Anyway, yeah.
Yes, that was Ahkj'ad.
Oh, just the god that I am in service to.
Oh, a god, you say? And they have personally sent you. You can commune with gods. That is an amazing talent.
Yes, it is. Well, to some degree, it really just depends on the gods itself. On the god themselves. Some gods are a bit kinder than others. Others, however, not so much.
How can I service this god of yours?
Well, you see, I'm sure you've heard of the Aldemary Dominion and the Thalmor.
Ah, yes, she's gonna tug on the strings on her hat to make her ears go down in displeasure. I have heard of these fellows. You did agree to let me have that hat. Just saying.
I did agree to
You
let
can
you
take it
have
back.
that hat, and I'm fine with it.
Okay.
I think it's cute. That's one of the reasons why. Since she doesn't have normal cat ears, she has a fucking Khajiit hood that has her mimic the shit. Anywho, my patron, well, he's not well due to these Thalmor and what they're plotting. You see, they have been messing around within his domain, thus weakening him. They have been causing small rifts in the fabric of space-time.
Space time. Like time but with space. What can I do to assist you with these wretched beings?
Well, you see, the task entails traveling with, well, your own particularly a band of fairly capable peoples. These peoples have been also especially selected by the god, and you, according to my notes here, he pulls out what looks to be an index card. You know at least one of them.
I do. Which person? I don't know many people. Which person would this one know?
The one who calls himself Gregor.
My brute! Oh, they have been having conversions with gods and not including me. And I thought we were close. Alright. If you have my brute on board, then I am on board for anything.
Very well. Then my god must meet with you and have. And he has a gift for you as well.
A gift. Oh, I do enjoy gifts. But how do I meet a god?
And it is at this point that he pulls out and actually reveals his hand to be basically a gold hand, so he's a high elf. And he basically, there's this blue portal. It kind of looks like Oblivion magic or any of the Conjuring magics. And he basically casts a spell at thin air and creates what looks to be a portal.
You have such amazing talents. Do you find yourself looking for work?
I see. You really, really are, well, well invested into your goal.
I invest with everything that has gold. I feel that is an understandable endeavor.
I love the fact that she didn't actually understand that sentence makes that so much more funnier to me.
Alright, so I'm going to follow this man into the hole,
Into the portal. Yep.
into the portal, and then I guess we meet gods now, yes?
Yes, you're meeting gods right now. What you're seeing, what you see once you step out of the portal and onto what looks to be, an Oblivion summoning circle. Uh, what you see before you is what looks to be simultaneously, it's an old man and a giant golden dragon at the same time.
Amazing.
The problem is he seems to be flickering in and out of both forms simultaneously.
Truly amazing. Alright, so I am going to slowly approach this man and bow all
Yes.
over exaggeratedly and be like, fare thee well, amazing God. I have been told you have a mission for me, and I am here to serve.
Huh. So far, you have been one of these more, well, more willing guests and of the people requested.
That is good, yes?
Yes, I just wasn't expecting it. I was expecting more resistance. That's both me as the DM talking and and the actual god, because everybody else has had some form of resistance.
I I can resist more if you'd like. She kind of stands up and dusts herself off. I can resist very well. No,
No, no, I'm
no,
fine. I'm
my
fine.
God, I seek not to be used for such intrepid desires. And she like puts her hand against her head and she holds out a hand to protect herself. She's like, I beg of thee to pick someone else.
No, no, it's quite all right. Like I said, I was just not expecting someone so willing to help the cause.
Well, I mean, you are a god. Surely you have good intentions, and you are against the Thalmor,
Well,
which already
obviously.
makes you far superior in my vision.
Obviously, as such, as they have somehow acquired a tome that has allowed them to time travel. They have been traveling throughout the annals of time, correcting what they believe as wrongs throughout the history of Nern's time stream.
That is awful. I cannot see how anyone would be against fighting such a noble cause.
He takes a minute to think back to his encounter with Gregor for a moment before then panning back to Butters and the others. It's like, well, at least you seem to have some form of disdain for the Thalmor and the
They
Aldmeri
are
Dominion.
wicked people who have been very against my Khajiiti people.
Oh, yes. Now, I
So,
believe my ward has told you that I do have a gift for you.
yes, a gift. And her
Which.
tail kind of flicks in excitement, and she's all like, this was the true meaning behind my willingness.
Ah, yes, I figured that'd warm you up, so to speak.
Warmth is very much needed.
He chuckles to himself at his own joke, like completely ignoring the fact that she believes she's a Khajiit.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of for the best, because she likes people who just accept that she's a Khajiit.
Yeah, acceptance is a good thing.
Yes.
So basically, he snaps his fingers, and what happens is you are given what looks to be a bow. However, this bow has what seems to be an actual connection to you. Like you can actually feel this bow to a certain degree.
Feel it.
Basically, for lore reasons, the bow itself is made out of a hist tree bark.
Oh, well, that's disheartening, but I don't know what a history is, so that's okay.
No, I know, but it's a powerful thing.
Yes, I feel a powerful connection to it.
Yes, I
All right,
have
I'm going.
I have reasons for it.
Okay, I'm going to take the bow and I'm gonna like gasp as I feel its power, and I
Mm.
go, "Oh, this will surely make me more powerful in my endeavor of running away from the troubles,
Oh, yes. Or combating them.
or running away from them, and leaving my Gregor to defeat the troubles."
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that checks out. Alright. Now you have the Bow of Lethal Aim within your possession.
All right, the bow of lethal aim.
That is what it is called.
All right, what is its attack?
Give me a moment. Let me go back to your bio and info because I have it on the GM notes.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you choose whether it's a short bow or a long bow, and then I'll send you the other shit.
I'll do a longbow because that means I can be further away from the combat, but also be a part of the combat.
Yeah, that works.
There are perks to being a coward. That means I get to stay alive.
Yeah. So basically, yeah. So basically, the standard shit is just the same damage as a regular longbow. However, if you get a crit, you deal an extra damage die on top of the crit damage.
Ooh.
And then it evolves with you. So at higher levels, you deal extra damage dice.
All right. Can you send that to me on Discord so that I can add that in
Yeah.
slowly as I'm very unintelligent? Okay. And added. Woohoo. All right. Were you really expecting more resistance? They said they had a gift for her.
Honestly, I was expecting more resistance. I had to promise Gregor women and beer.
Well, I mean, she already hates the Thalmor because the Thalmor despise her species,
Yep.
the Khajiit. And so, of course, she's gonna like be all gung ho to defeat the Thalmor, who shouldn't even be existing at this point, honestly, considering all of the havoc they caused in Skyrim before.
Yeah, but they still have like a strong foothold and stuff. And I actually know what their canon plan is in the Elder Scrolls series as a whole, and that's basically what you guys are eventually stopping. But you're also uncovering the full truth about it.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Well, I was promised gift, and I get to take down the Thalmor. There was absolutely no lose in agreeing to help.
Yeah, it's a win-win scenario on all sides.
Yes, yes, win-win. And plus, this is a god. So if
Yes.
she does well, she can proposition this god to return her back to her Khajiiti form.
Yep.
So, long-term goals here.
Yep.
Very thoughtful.
She's actually thinking.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, the god of time just asked me for help with something. And I get to kick ass of racist pieces of shit? Yes, please.
Yeah. And they're god. So I could go back to before the skin condition
Mm-hmm.
when I was a beautiful Khajiit.
Yep. Alright. So, without further ado, to actually fully end the session off, you are pointed to a door with a golden light. Through this gateway, you will find your comrades.
Ooh, yes. I need to have words with that conniving, hiding little sneak of a brother of mine. Thank you very much, God of Time, for giving me this opportunity to honestly fuck up the Thalmor.
Yeah, he just chuckles.
And she's going to walk through Golden Door.
Okay. And with that, we end the session. And you gain a level.